So, is the law of attraction real or is it a scam? Now, if you watch my videos, you already know what I think about the subject, but today I'm going to offer some proof. Hi, this is Andrea Schulman again, and in today's quick video, we're going to talk about, is the law of attraction real or is it a scam, and some proof. But first, if you're watching this video on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications because I do put out new videos like this every single week. Let's go ahead and get into this topic now about, is the law of attraction real? Yes, the law of attraction is real. It's real, 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 real. And I know there's a lot of people out there who believe it's a scam, and I get it, okay? And you may have been told something about, if you listen to this message 15 times, your dream relationship's gonna manifest, or if you write this in the journal 27 times and stand on your head, XYZ is gonna happen. And it may not have worked for you with a method that was kind of a scam, but that doesn't mean that the law of attraction isn't real. In fact, the law of attraction is absolutely real. So let's talk a little bit about the proof, the evidence. Now, a lot of people, when they first hear about the law of attraction, they are skeptical, and rightfully so. Okay, it is kind of a crazy idea. When I learned about the law of attraction, however, I had almost zero skepticism at all. In fact, it immediately made sense to me. Why? Because I already had at my disposal loads and loads of proof. In fact, the law of attraction solved for me a tremendous amount of mysteries. So when I came to it, the light went on for me, and that's why I teach people about it today. So just a little bit of background in case you don't already know. Before I started doing this work that I do now, I used to be a high school psychology teacher. My dad is a psychologist. I went to school for psychology. And so I spent a tremendous amount of time learning about psychological phenomenon and teaching psychological phenomenon to kids. And it was always a very fun subject to teach, but it left so many big holes as to why. Like, why did the placebo effect work? All right, so that's an example of something that's a good proof for the law of attraction. You can tell somebody that there's a medication in a pill that has absolutely no medication in it, and a lot of times, people that take that pill will see positive results. A tumor will shrink, or the migraine headaches will go away. Not because there was any medication at all in the pill, but because the patient thought that the medication, the placebo, would work. Another really interesting thing that I used to teach kids about was that, there are people who are trained hypnotists who are dentists, and they can use hypnotism to put somebody into a state of anesthesia where they can drill in and give that person a root canal, and the person has no pain, even though there's been no anesthesia applied whatsoever. The person's just been hypnotized. And to me, that one was always like, oh, how the heck does that happen? Well, what they do is they go in and they change what that person is thinking during the procedure. And so because the person is thinking a pleasant experience, that's the experience that they have, even though someone's drilling through their tooth with a drill. And I remember reading this book long before I learned about the law of attraction by Martin Seligman, who did a lot of research on optimism and pessimism. And the book was called Learned Optimism. And in his book, his research indicated that people who scored high on optimism had higher levels of achievement and higher levels of mental health, significantly higher in relation to people who were pessimists. And at the time when I read that, I was like, well, this sucks, because I was fairly pessimistic in nature. My motto in life is, I will expect the worst. So, if the worst happens, no big deal. And if something good happens, I'll feel all right with it. That was kind of my attitude about life. And so when I read that book, I was thinking, man, that really stinks. Now that I've learned about the law of attraction and how to become more optimistic, I've definitely seen that my level of achievement has gone up. My level of mental health has gone up. Things I've talked about on this channel, I used to have borderline personality disorder. I used to be bulimic. I used to be addicted to drugs. All of that is gone. which supports the idea that optimism does create a better reality. Some quick, just day-to-day kind of examples. You know, like when you buy a new car and then suddenly everyone on the road seems to be driving the exact same car that you're driving. You know, last week you never almost ever saw it. Now it's all over the road. Why? Well, you've been thinking a lot about that particular kind of car. You've ramped up a lot of speed on that thought, and so you become a magnet to all different examples of that car out there in your reality. You know, if you're thinking about your friend or you're thinking about your mom, all of a sudden the phone rings, all of a sudden they come around the corner. That's a very good example of the law of attraction in life. And with small things, that's often how it happens. We have a passing thought, and then there's a coincidence. You know, somebody mentions it in conversation, or you see an ad for it on television, or somebody, the character in the movie is talking about it. And when it comes to larger things, things that people really, really want, there's also really great proof of this too. Because a lot of times with the large things that we want, they don't manifest. Why? Because we're focused on not having them. We're focused on the lack of them. But almost invariably, if there's something large that you really wanted, it usually shows up right about the time you say, you know what, I'm done with this, forget it. So for instance, you think about the couple who's like really trying to have a baby and they're really stressed out about it, they're really worried about it. They're focused more on the absence of baby, so baby just can't come. But the second that couple decides to adopt a baby, boom, she gets pregnant. Think about the example in relationships where somebody's really trying to date somebody. They really have a huge crush on this person. They just can't seem to catch their eye. And finally they just say, you know what, I'm moving on. Let me get on with my life. And then boom, that person calls and texts and they end up dating. Okay, so with large things, what often happens is that you've put so much focus into something, but you've been focusing on lack. So the second you get rid of the lack, the thing can show up. But to me, the largest proof with the law of attraction is that my reality will simply just shift based on what I'm focused on, based on how I'm feeling. And so if you really want proof of the law of attraction, start to notice that when you're feeling really good, good things start coming to you. And when you're feeling really negative, things just get worse and worse and worse. And you probably had a day like that before, where it started off bad and it was just like, you know what, I shouldn't have even gotten out of bed. Why? Because I was focused on something negative that happened and I attracted to me more negative things. So to me, I feel that this is all really great evidence of the law of attraction. How about you? Do you have any evidence of the law of attraction? Do you have any proof? What's your strongest piece of proof for the law of attraction? And do me a favor, go ahead and drop it below in the comments so that if anybody watches this video, they will have my evidence, my proof, but they can also take a look at yours. Because really, you know, to use the law of attraction and to really get a positive experience with it, you really have to be on board with the mechanism. You really have to just kind of trust it and go with it rather than constantly telling yourself, this doesn't work, this is a scam, which really just takes the obligation off of me to adjust how I think about the world around me. I hope that you've enjoyed this video on Is the Law of Attraction Real? If you like this video, you might enjoy another video I've recently created entitled Common Law of Attraction Myths. And if you'd like to go ahead and watch that video now, go ahead and look in the description for the link. Also, if you want some more proof for the law of attraction, I would love to invite you to take my law of attraction test. So go ahead and test it out for yourself. See how it works. Again, there's another link in the description to take that test if you'd like to take it now. Again, thanks so much for watching today's video and have a great day. Bye-bye.